Alright, so we're back in the shop today. Just got the 62 on the rack and about to start pulling this thing out, and then we're going to do some investigative work and try to figure out what happened to this motor so we don't do it to this motor. I'm sure whatever happened is self-inflicted, and again, whatever I did wrong, I'll let you know, so you can make a mental note and not do it to yourself. So I'm hoping it's not a thrust issue, because if it is, that's going to be problematic. I'll probably have to get the transmission checked out and whatnot, or check the pressure of it. I hope it's not a thrust issue. So anyway, that we can speculate all day, but until I get it out and we take it apart and look at it, we're just speculating. So anyway, that's what we got going on here. I got the new motor ready over here. So the monster heads and everything, Frankenstein, got all this good stuff going on. Got the cam in it and everything, and just got this as far as I could get it. So when I get this motor out, I need the oil pan off of it, and I need the front cover, I need the push rods, and I think that's about it. Oh, and the valley cover, I need that. And the flex plate, obviously. But beyond that, I think, this is ready to go. We used some Maul, they were Maul LS9 head gaskets on here. So when I was looking for the head gaskets for it, the monster head said that the bore size of the head gasket needed to be 4.03 or something like that. So I went on Summit and was looking, and a lot of that bore size was Cometic single gaskets that were $100 a piece or something like that, which, like I say, the head gaskets I put on here, compressed thickness was 0.07 to knock the compression down, and they were about $120 a piece, whereas these LS9 Maul head gaskets are $100 a pair. So I talked to the guy I got the engine from, and he told me that the head gaskets he sent me were a 4.1 bore, I think. So these are 4.065 or 7, maybe 4.07 probably, because a 6.2 is 4.065 bore, so it's got to be a little bigger. So anyway, I did a lot of looking, and it says the compressed thickness on these head gaskets is 0.051 or something like that, which is kind of surprising to me, because I believe the typical head gaskets on an LS9 are 0.055 or something like that. So anyway, put them on there. I hated dealing with the studs in this motor. This is the first one I've done with studs in a long time, and I have had to constantly pull the studs in and out of this thing. So I got sick of these studs in this thing, the ARP head studs, and I just bought a nice set of ARP bolts. That was what was in my Caprice, and we made 1,000 at the tire on it. So I'm kind of the mindset that I want a head gasket to fail before anything else. So I don't want like the biggest, best clamping force to hold it down. I want something that, like a fusible link, to kind of come apart before anything fails. So, these are 7-layer, and the gasket that the guy I got the engine from, the ones he sent me were a 5-layer. He ran stock 243 heads on it, and the 1840p camshaft. I think he had that BTR aluminum intake, twin turbos with a turbo 400 and a Mustang, of course, and they made over 1,000 at the tires with it. So now we've got the big Martin Smallwood camshaft in it, the monster heads, and then we've got the billet S480 over here. So I've got to do some fuel system upgrades on this thing because we're going to lean on this thing and see what it'll do. The other thing too is this converter is only 3200 stall, and I was asking him about what stall he had on this thing, and he said he had like a 4000 stall. I've never run that much stall, but I'm assuming because it's the 5.3 and with the camshaft and everything that it needs the higher stall speed to get the little motor going. So I'm still not sure what to do on that. I really don't want to put a 4000 stall in it, but I know to me a 4000 stall, it's going to take a lot of throttle to get it moving, but that's old school converter technology. So I think with the new stuff, with the 4000 stall, I don't think you'd be able to really tell it. So again, I may try to buy another one because I don't think I'll be able to take this one back and exchange it, even though it only has like 100 miles on it, and it's a FTI billet converter. But I think I bought it in November or something like that, so I don't think I really would like to try to exchange it, but that's kind of dirty. And anyway, probably what I'll do is just buy one and then put this. I'll end up using it, so it's not going to be a big loss. But the converter, and then the other thing is I was thinking about intakes. I've been kind of doing a little digging on the intakes because this is obviously a L92 intake, and I've got a Trailblazer intake, which is cathedral port for this engine over here. I think it'll be fine, but I'm kind of also thinking about maybe a high ram or the BTR intake or something like that. So I haven't made a decision on that yet, but these are only 100-pound injectors, so I'm going to go to 210s, and then I'm going to add another fuel pump with check valves on each side to make sure we got enough flow and pressure once we try to max out this S480, and we'll kind of go from there. We got this thing finally running running, and it idles, and you can also tell it's a lot lower. So we did a spring under in the back, and then we did a 2-inch drop spindle on the front, and it obviously was not enough, so we put we got these here it is. We got this QA1 coilover kit thingy dingy, and I think he liked the QA1 on my truck so much that he wanted these. So what you do is you take the stock coil spring out with the plasma cutter, because I don't want to take lower control arm off, and so we just slid the new coilover spring up in there, and then stuck the coilover shock through the bottom. Got anti-seize all over ourselves and looked like the Tin Man. And so initially, we thought we were going to need a lot, so we had the collars all the way at the bottom, and when we let it down on the lift, it was like bottomed out on the front, tires all up and everything. So we ran the collars up till the spring was touching the top bucket in the frame, let it down, still way too low, so we ended up having to go a good bit up on the coilover to support it. These are 650-pound rate springs, and it's interesting to me because the QA1 website shows this truck with a small block needing a 550-pound spring, and the big block needs a 550-pound spring. And this is an aluminum LS, all aluminum, so it's going to be lighter than a big block, obviously. So, but on this truck, they say a 750-pound spring for small block or big block. So and this is a lighter truck than this, so I'm kind of confused as to why this one would need a heavier spring rate in the front with either engine combination than this one. And one of them was different. I think one of them, the big block, was 100-pound higher spring rate. I don't remember which one it was because we looked at so many of them until we decided on this one. But the interesting thing is, on the Summit website, when you search for these coilovers, all the ones that come up, I think one shows up and it's not available, and then it's, you know, it has the recommended, oh, if you need it faster, this one, which was this QA1 kit. But the funny thing is when you go to it on Summit's website, it says it doesn't fit this truck. But then if you go on the QA1 website, it says it does, but the spring rate, you know, is they recommend a 550 spring rate. So I figured with Chevrolet, being as interchangeable as they are, that they would fit, and obviously I was correct. So we haven't driven it because it is, you see this tire over here, and then this tire over here, they're kind of plowing a row on us. So I think initially we're going to take the tow bar that we used on the 62 and just try to get the tires pointed straight. And we may have to come up a little bit in the front or something, but we measured the wheel heights all the way around and they were all about 29 inches. So again, we'll get the tires straight first and then see what we're running into on the fenders. And well, I mean, we'll need to roll them. They haven't been rolled, so that'll make a big difference as well. But I think it turned out pretty good. I think it sits pretty good. Not a really big fan of the OBS trucks, but it's not my truck, is it? So got to finish up on the tuning on it, get a wideband in it and everything, and then do some final cleanup on the wiring and everything. I don't know why for some reason the clock lights or the clock's on. I don't know. I don't know why that is, but anyway, it's coming together. He's got a bunch of parts in the back, lights and stuff from Taiwan and everything. J.C. Whitney, who remembers J.C. Whitney? The old school curb feelers, and I used to look through those catalogs when I was little. So it's kind of funny to see that again. So I don't know what all he's got back here. He's already got the tail lights in, and then he's got this grill over here, and he's got to get, I don't know. I'm going to let him do all of this stuff because I don't know about I'll let him do that, the grill part. But it's coming together. At least it runs now and can move under its own power, and we got the ride height where we think we want it. And now we can proceed with that one. But, you know, I was trying to get this finished up so I could get it off the list so we can deja vu an engine swap in this one again. And another thing is we got an appointment with Michael today to take the V down there. So I don't know if we're going to dyno it or just kind of street tuning or whatever. Obviously, I'm going to let him decide whatever he wants to do. So he's going to clean up the tune and use his Bollinger O2 sensor and get that thing dialed in because it, you know, I tuned it, so it needs a lot of work. And he's going to try to, well, he's just going to clean the tune up, fix the MAF curve, fix the VE, everything I screwed up. So it'll probably take him a long time to get it sorted out. But I hope we put it on the dyno because I really want to kind of see what kind of power that thing will make. I'm thinking, you know, 400, low 400s maybe. But if I get down there today and all that works out, then I'll certainly videotape it. And if he's driving or whatever, maybe we'll do a ride along or something. Because I know everybody wants to see ride alongs, but it's so difficult for me to do for some reason because I don't know. I don't know how to do it, I guess. But anyway, that's where we're at. About to pull this thing out and then get as far as I can until my appointment this afternoon with Michael, and then we'll take the V down there and hopefully see what she puts down.